Good morning. This is Pasca from Connecticut for Responsible Technology, PMA. I'm sharing this screen here because I really have been focused on understanding the overlay of radar and radiation in our state, in our towns, in our community. And so I really wanted to dig a little bit deeper. What I'm showing you here today is one NEXRAD. These are next generation radar devices. On our Facebook group called Connecticut for Responsible Technology Stop 5G CT. We've had a lot of discussion on NEXRADs, radar, 5G, 4G, and all that. But here is one. We actually have another radar system similar over here in the Albany, near the Albany area. There's one in Orange down this way, and there's another one in Massachusetts. And then here's the one in Long Island, Brookhaven, New York City, in Long Island. So we really have four different NEXRAD, next generation radar. Next generation means they're very high powered. They're 750,000 watts, okay, of power. They are constantly pinging, sending out radar to measure particulate levels to see when we're going to get rain or not. They do actually more than that. They also have HARP technology, so we don't have to depend on Alaska, the HARP station there, and I think there's a couple of other stations, but clearly this technology is very powerful. What I'm showing you here are some circles. This is their reach. I did a map, and there's one key area that's called the core. That's anywhere from this 25-mile and 40 miles. This is considered the core. This is their more powerful range uh, at a lower atmospheric level, okay? And then we go to 80 miles, 115, 143, and 150, okay? So as you can see, little old Connecticut here, here's little old Connecticut, is literally by one NEXRAD, one, not four, one, is totally saturated with this radar. And clearly by the time it gets here, it's as not as powerful as this core circle, okay? But clearly it is still radiation. It's still radar, okay? That's continuous, 24 by 7. They don't just turn it off and turn it on, okay? It's constantly pulsing. This is the reach. So can you imagine if I did the same outline of these circles from the New York State, Albany area, from Massachusetts? I think it's located it's called Boston, but it's probably a little out of Boston, okay? And we have Orange, Connecticut, okay, all beaming, all working, okay, against us, literally. And I don't know about you, but have we really had accurate forecasts? So a lot of their stuff is just detrimental to our world. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. So here we are in NEXRAD. Here's the Long Island Sound, and here's the border. So poor little Bridgeport and parts of the Fairfield, okay, are in the core. This is the core, all the way through the yellow. Uh, this is that up to 40 miles, okay? That's the reach. So not only is I call this like the hot core, but definitely the extended core, okay, is having an influence on us. We're being bombarded. Now, what I'm trying to also show, and I only used one example because it was easy for me to get the longitude and latitude of a couple of towers in good old quiet little Easton, Connecticut, right? Easton, Connecticut, the home of farms, non-commercial, though they're trying to push commercial here in Easton, but non-commercial. We have three towers, two licensed to the town, so they're making revenue, and one is on a private farmer. Okay, three towers, and see how these three towers, literally these little pins, that represents the actual physical location um, as gotten from the telecommunication application submitted to CT siting, they're right here. They're right here in the core of this NEXRAD, okay? And what we're saying here is these are interactions, okay? There's a multitude of interactions that are taking place here. The harmonics, the heterodyning, okay? And there's actually a few more. The more towers we have through this all this interruption of frequency doesn't necessarily give us better service. As a matter of fact, people are reporting that they are getting worse service because there's a frequency war happening in the atmosphere with all of these different bands and frequency levels. Okay, the 5G, okay, yes, Easton does have 5G. Wake up, people. That was put in by Selectman Bindleglass. He approved it. He knows it. He actually hired a lawyer to counter my claims that we had standing to say no. But his lawyer, of course, is a lawyer and I'm not. So clearly he went along with adding. What I'm showing here with these red circles here in Easton, these towers, it's very important for you to know. Your 5Gs that they're putting on your towers, on your antennas, they don't really span very far. And in a rural area like a farmland area with only 2,600 households in Easton, for example, that reach literally can be 1.5 miles. Okay, so those people in the 1.5 mile range, they're the ones getting inundated. Okay, inundated. All right, and then there's the reach of 5 miles, which is 4G. Okay, and if I did LTE, it would be basically maybe 15 more miles out. Okay, so what we have here is another level of frequency war, okay? Because all of these frequencies are not just sitting idle and doing nothing, okay? They are executing what physics calls harmonics, heterodyning, all right? Which means that their signals are being changed, which is why people do report poor cellular signals when they have a lot of towers. And now, if you step back, oh, this blue ring, let me see, that blue ring was 115 miles per each one of these um, towers. So if you did the same thing in your town, go to ctsighting.com, ctsighting.gov, whatever that called, just do a search, CT Sighting database, look at the decisions made, find the applications, get the longitude and the latitude, and you will then plot out where your antennas are. And I can guarantee you, guess what? They fall within the range of these NEXRADs, be it the one NEXRAD over here, be the one in Massachusetts, or be the one in Orange. They're all interfering with each other. They're all interacting with each other. They're all communicating and being modified. That's what heterodyning is, okay, with each other. And that has a serious effect on our environment and our health. And these conditions, this cumulative level of radiation and radar, does not get reported, does not get accurately used in the decision making as CT Sighting or Pura make decisions to allow telecommunication companies to just place their technology anywhere in any which way. This is a very important situation that we need to get a handle on and start raising our voice to CT Sighting or anybody else or any quasi-agency making these decisions, including DEEP, because DEEP is very much involved with this whole broadband initiative of putting a lot of towers everywhere near our lakes and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you very much.